Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your boy, The Sean Davey Way Show. Please hit that like and subscribe on the way in and tap that bell if you would like to be notified of all of our future content. Today, I bring you another surviving TikTok of Ava Baroni Combs, Diddy's alleged white adopted daughter. There's been a lot of confusion in the streets when it comes to Ava Baroni Combs. Is it just Ava Baroni? Is it Ava Combs? Is it Ava Baroni Combs? How do we even acknowledge her? Does she still have anything to do with Diddy? Was she ever really adopted? There are conflicting reports. One side of the internet says she was never adopted by Diddy. The other side of the internet says that she was. There's multiple women that are missing that were children and that would be women now or young ladies. And that has also been placed on Ava as well. Missing persons reports, on and so forth. So what's true, what's not? Did Ava come forward and speak out against Diddy? There are TikTok videos of an alleged Ava Combs or Ava Baroni that has spoke out since Diddy's incarceration and the Homeland Security raids. So people want to know that too. What's going on with that? Did she get hurt or harmed by Diddy or anybody in his crew? Does her and the Combs twins still speak? Did they fall out? If they did fall out, what was it about? There's just so many questions when it comes to Ava Baroni Combs. So without holding you any further, let's answer a lot of these questions. Let's get into surviving TikTok, Ava Baroni Combs. Everyone's interest sparked or spiked when it came to Ava because of a viral video that Diddy did with his children a few years back. And he stated in the video that Ava Baroni Combs was adopted by him because of his daughters. They had a very close relationship and knew each other from a young age. Ava was allegedly on the streets, yada, yada. It became a skit, but let's get into it before we move on into that.
It's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Oh, Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Ava Baroni Combs? Yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up.
After the backlash, Diddy comes forward and states that Ava is not his adoptive daughter. Now, Diddy didn't do this out of his own mouth, of course. He had his reps and people from his team reach out to certain outlets, TMZ being one of them, to state that Ava was not his daughter, biologically nor adoptive. Obviously, it's not biological. The internet has also twisted how Ava came into the Combs twins' life. This is how Ava Baroni knows the Combs twins, Delilah and Jesse. Ava's parents were really close to Kim Porter, especially Ava's mother. Now, this was not Ava's biological mother that was close to Diddy and Kim Porter, more so of Kim Porter. This was Ava's adopted parents, the ones that she still belonged to this day. They had a close-knit relationship with Kim Porter. Ava was adopted as an infant. So that's how she was around the Combs twins at such a young age, as of 6 months old. It's called a friend circle. So if Ava's biological mother was friends with Kim Porter and Diddy and their friends and whatnot, that doesn't mean if she gets adopted that she's going to still have that same relationship, because again, it was the parents that allegedly brought Ava into the Combs twins' life to where their friendship grew and whatnot. So how would that still be going on if she got adopted and has a whole new life, whole new friends, whole new family, all of that? No, the relationships changed. So the relationship didn't change, and Ava kept hanging around the Combs twins even after Kim Porter's passing, because Ava's adoptive parents are close to Diddy and Kim Porter, not her biological parents. Can you see that? Are we grasping that? So when you see that around the internet, know that that is not true. And here's further proof that Ava's adoptive parents are close with Combs and Kim Porter, not her biological. Let's get into that. TMZ reports that Ava's parents were close with Porter, who passed away in 2018 after a battle with pneumonia. and have kept the young girl away from Combs amid his mounting legal woes. Page 6 has reached out to Combs' rep but did not immediately hear back. Concerns about Ava first surfaced in March following the Homeland Security raids on Combs' Miami and Los Angeles homes. At the time, a 2020 Instagram live video of the young girl with Combs, 54, and his other children re-emerged to the public. Side note, so again, her parents, current parents, which are her adoptive parents, whom have been in her life since she was a newborn, okay? She got adopted at birth, Ava, okay? They are keeping her away from Combs and his family due to what he is going through. Ava's adoptive parents are really rich. They are extremely rich. Again, if they're neighbors and hanging out at places with people of the likes of Kim Porter and Diddy and whatnot, you're not bumping into them in a Dollar Tree, or something like that. So again, for them to be that close and hang out all the time, that meant that Ava lived close to the Combses for them to spend that much time together, which is true. They stayed in the same neighborhood. This is why Diddy is a weirdo for making the video in the first place and trying to make it seem as if it was a skit or something like that. This girl was really adopted. And you're making her say things like, oh, you found me on the street and Papa Combs decided to bring me in, da, da, da. It's like, that's not funny. It's like this girl, most people that are adopted have a lot of issues still, like not fully knowing who they are and where they come from. So to sit there and kind of make a mockery of it because other white celebrities have adopted black children, to me is foolish. And this is why it backfired, because people didn't know much about Ava, and Ava was adopted. So when you look into Ava's background, trying to figure out who her family is or who her parents are to make sure that she's good and make sure that she's safe, there's really no breadcrumbs. There's no existence of Ava's family because she was adopted. It's easy to connect someone like Quincy Brown to I'll Be Sure because Quincy wasn't adopted. So it's easy to find his lineage. But when someone is adopted and they're basically removed from their lineage, not forgotten about, but just isn't connected to their roots. So they don't know who their uncle or aunt or cousin or brother, they have no idea who these people are. So again, what's funny about that? How is this a skit that makes sense when he could have used someone that comes from a home and knows who they are, knows who their family are and whatnot, and then use them as a skit, like a little white boy or white girl in a neighborhood that live with their biological family? Then to me, that would have been like, oh, okay, ha, 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 he, he. But for this girl to be probably going through all type of things internally, for you to try to make a mockery of what she may be going through. And yeah, I just think that it wasn't a good idea. And I understand why it backfired because she is really adopted. Now that we've cleared up was Ava adopted, who's her parents, yada, yada, let's move into her relationship with the Combs twins. After all of the backlash that came after the videos, the Combs twins hung out with Ava one time. They went like shopping and whatnot together. They were seen in malls and stuff like that. Then all of these videos started to circulate, like, where is she? What did he do to her after the raids happened and whatnot with Homeland Security, with Diddy and his homes? People still weren't convinced that Ava was okay. So the Combs twins does damage control by hanging out with Ava. I do not feel that this was a genuine hangout, and I'm going to show you this video and then I'm going to come back and tell you why I don't feel like this was genuine. I believe that they were hanging out with Ava so that they can make their dad look good, so that they can make people not worry about her or think nothing happened to Ava, that she's doing just fine, that my dad or no one around my dad ever did anything to her. Look, we're still hanging out with her. So let's get into that.
And we're going to take our cousin Kwai and our best friend Ava. You guys all know her and remember her and ask about her every day. So you get to see her, yay. But, yeah, we're gonna get ready for that soon. Hey guys, so we're with Ava and Kwai. We're going for horseback riding. Yeah. We're on the way. Our appointment's at 3 and it's 2:17, so we kind of like gotta hurry. But we'll be there at 2:57, so we're gonna be good. But we're Shorty, we got Shorty Blue up in the building. We're all here.
I would have believed that the video was genuine if the Combs twins didn't specify that they were hanging out with Ava. Not only did they say that they were hanging out with her, they were saying like, oh, since you guys ask about her all the time, and like, here she is. why would you even say that? You should just be hanging with your friend just because she's your friend. She's your sister. You've known her since y'all were 6 months old and whatnot. So again, there is no reason to specify the reason you're hanging out with someone besides the fact that you just are and you care about them. If I'm going to hang out with one of my friends, I'm going to say, hey, what's up, guys? Getting ready, about to go horseback riding, hanging out with this person and that person. Oh, and I'm also going to be my bestie there. She's going to be, I'm so excited. Like, let's go. You know, that's how I'm going to speak. I'm not going to be like, oh, since you guys are asking about her all the time, basically, let me show you that she's okay and my dad didn't do anything, because if he did, why would she be around us? So I just don't feel like the video was genuine. I also don't feel like them hanging out with Ava was genuine, and I have my other reasons. Here's the biggest. The biggest reason I feel that this was not genuine is because right after this situation of them hanging out, both sides deleted each other on all social media. Ava got rid of the Combs twins on all of her social media, and the Combs twins got rid of Ava on all of theirs. So if y'all were genuinely hanging out, if y'all are genuinely friends, if she's genuinely like a sister to you, why are y'all scrubbing each other from each other's social media and no longer speaking? When they stopped talking was when Diddy first went to trial. So if that's not eye-opening, I don't know what is. There was a fake Ava Baroni on TikTok that was going around pretending to be Ava. This is not her. But I can't dispute this next person. A woman came forward stating that she is Ava Baroni. And I will admit her voice does sound similar to what Ava's voice sounds like now. And she had certain allegations about Diddy and Kanye West's cousin doing certain things to her or letting certain things be done to her by grown men taking advantage of her. At first, I kind of thought this was really suspect and just like, okay, well, who are you? You're not showing your face. If you really are Ava, then just show who you are so that we can give you the genuine support that you deserve. But seeing Kanye West show up at Diddy's trial and not really specifying why he was there besides just supporting Diddy, and then hearing this woman allegedly say these things about Kanye West's cousin, someone whom has had back and forth with Diddy, I'm no longer convinced that this person is not Ava and that they are not telling the truth about what they're saying. I believe it's very possible that what this person is stating happened may have because of the distance between Ava and the Combs twins. Why did y'all stop talking? Even Chance stopped talking to Ava and scrubbed her from her social media too. Why? And you did it in silence. So there was no public falling out or anything like that. And then these videos, because there was 4 parts of Ava's testimony about what happened to her, and only one can be found on social media now. So Diddy's team definitely scrubbed that off of the internet because you can only find the first part to show that it existed at all. So let's hop into this video and then I'll be right back.
That for as long as I live, I will never fucking forget. It isn't actually the aspect of being sexually assaulted. That's not what haunts me. It's this. It's as these 2 grown men were pawing at me, trying to take my clothes off, I look over to this man and asking for help, and I literally mouth the word help. And we lock eyes. And he looks away. I'm like, okay, there's 2 more men in the room. And I looked to his engineer next, who was sitting right next to him. And I know that he's married and he just had a little baby girl. And I'm like, okay, he's gonna do something. And I look at him next and I'm like, okay, like do something, say something, do anything. And he looks down at his phone and starts texting. And then I was like, oh, fuck. I look at Kanye's cousin next, and I'm like, do something, you know, like fucking do something. And he spins his chair around. And that's when that like gut-wrenching fear set in. And I was like, oh shit, no one's fucking saving me tonight. No one's gonna do anything. No one's, and this
Side note, so let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that this person is Cap? They're not telling the truth. They're not Ava? Or do you think that she is? Again, around the time Diddy was first brought up on charges and arrested and indicted is when Ava and the twins scrubbed each other from social media. When we found out that there was going to be a trial with Diddy, they were gone instantly. The friendship was pretty much just over, null and void, like an overnight thing. 1 minute they're horseback riding, and then the next minute is just silence, invisible to each other. So I don't think that this is a coincidence, and I will be looking more into it just to figure out if there's any credibility here at all. But until I know the full story and who this person is, I cannot say that it's not Ava. And again, cause and effect. There's a reason people scrub each other from social media, and it has nothing to do with loving the person so much. Oh, I love you so much that I'm going to scrub you off of my social media so that people don't even know that we know each other at all whatsoever. It's usually what people do after breakups, friendships ending, relationships ending with family members and things like that. You kind of just scrub them and get rid of them so that you don't have to see them on a day-to-day basis. Speaking of other narratives and rumors that went around about Ava, one of them was she was Estelle Mazin, which is a girl that went missing around 9 years old and wasn't found. So people took that photo and compared it to Ava Baroni, and it is uncanny. Estelle and Ava look a lot alike. When Ava was 9 years old compared to the age that Ava was in the video, and comparing her to Estelle when Estelle disappeared, they do favor. So it's a strong possibility that Ava could very so much be Estelle. Looking at the photos and looking at the videos that other content creators were putting together about Estelle and Ava were very convincing. So convincing that I had to look into it myself. I'm like, oh my goodness, like what if this is her? Just because she disappeared from a different country does not mean that she wasn't brought here, which will make sense with Homeland Security getting involved with Diddy and all of that stuff. So I went and looked into it. And I am sad to say that all of the content creators going around stating that Estelle is Ava, you are wrong. And I would encourage you to do your research, and here's why. On Thursday, January 9, 2003, Estelle Mazin, a 9-year-old girl, disappeared on her way back home from school. She was seen for the last time in front of a bakery while she was returning to the house of her mother, Suzanne, who was in the process of a divorce from the girl's father, Eric Mazin. Her mother reported the fact she was missing to local police stations shortly after 7 p.m. Her disappearance sparked huge media coverage all over the country. And I can understand why one would say, like, no, Sean, that could still be her. It could still be Estelle, Sean. Ava could still be no, she's not. And here's why. The Estelle Mazin case is a French criminal case which began on the 9th of January, 2003 with the disappearance of Estelle Mazin in France. Estelle Mazin was a 9-year-old girl who was returning from school when she disappeared. For a long time, this disappearance was not solved and the investigation remained at a standstill. But 16 and a half years later, on the 27th of November, 2019, Michael Fournette, a P-word serial Killer, already sentenced to life imprisonment, became the main suspect. He was indicted for kidnapping and false imprisonment, followed by passing. Then on January 24th, 2020, Monique Oliver, his former wife, claimed that he indeed unalived Estelle Mazin. Finally, on March 6, 2020, this claim was confirmed by Michael's confession. Michael passed before he could be prosecuted, but Oliver was convicted for helping him to kidnap Mazin and sentenced to life imprisonment. So, unfortunately, Estelle passed away because husband and wife, Monique and Michael, took her and unalived the girl after Michael did whatever he did to that poor young woman. So God rest Estelle's soul. She is no longer living. So it is impossible for Estelle and Ava to be the same person. And not only that, Estelle went missing at 9 years old. Ava had been around the Combs twins since she was 6 months old. Case closed. Moving right along. As of now, Ava Baroni is doing famously. She's in art school in New York. That is where she's been residing with her family, and it's also where she's going to stay. She's not going to Diddy. She's not going to be around Diddy's family. So if people are expecting to see Ava with the Combs twins, I would not hold your breath. The most I could see is now that people are making videos about it and talking about it, since the Combs care so much about image, they may try to sneak and do a photo op with Ava or do a hangout date, just going to grab some dinner or something with her, just to make the optics look as if there's nothing going on. But the only way we'll know that Ava is truly okay is if she says it herself, instead of the Combs twins doing videos with her saying, since y'all so worried about her and since you're always asking, here she is. It's like, why can't Ava speak for herself? Why can't Ava just jump on social media and be like, hey, y'all, can we cut it out with all of this stuff with Diddy? Nothing happened. They were good to me. She's never said anything like that. It doesn't mean it's not true, but we could use that right now. And not only could we use it, Diddy could use it as well. He could use Ava coming forward saying like, oh yeah, he's a good guy. Just like Young Miami did on her show, coming forward saying like, oh yeah, he never did anything to me. He was always courteous. He's a good man. He always shows chivalry and other things. Like that was useful for Diddy. And this would be useful as well if Ava came forward and simply said, I'm fine. The Combs family were nothing but great to me. And again, that was a skit. It was a joke. We didn't mean it to come off that way. None of that has happened. So until then, people are still going to speculate and come up with their own answers until we get them from the horse's mouth, which would be Ava. But as of now, again, Ava's doing really good. And I have a lot more to speak on this topic. Stay tuned to part 2. I love you all. And until the next video, bye.